Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network.
Hey, welcome back, everybody. I'm sure we've all heard this phrase: "Things happen for a reason," i.e., there are no coincidences. Is that really true? I want to look at that today, and also look at something to the side of that: why we're not motivated to take action. Why do we procrastinate? That and so much more. He deeply studies all of this, even down to the scientific level of what's going on within our lives, stuff that we don't understand, but we just pilot through life. He is a healer, intuitive. He's a coach, acupuncturist, does so much in terms of coaching people and helping people feel better. Chris DiStefano is back with us. How you doing today?
Doing great. Thank you. How are you, Steve?
Very well, very well. So fundamentally want to start there. Are there no coincidences? Is there a reason things all happen around us?
That is what reality is. Kind of like when we're in a dream. I'm in a dream and I hit a baseball. Now, in my mind, in dream physics, I hit the ball and the ball flies because I hit it. That's not true. In reality, what happened was there was a ball, there was a hit, the ball flew. So we view a cause and effect. We view it as a billiard ball reality that we're in. In fact, we're in a incredibly intelligent system, and we're part of that intelligence. So what we may dismiss as coincidence because we like to keep everything interesting is an unfolding of reality. Now, I'm not saying there's no free will. If we could play with the free will paradox, because once you get into the mechanisms and what I call the Swiss watch precision of the way reality works that we normally occlude with our consciousness, then people are like, well, it's all predetermined. That's not true either. As we are more aware in our day-to-day functioning, in our interactions with each other, and most importantly, as our consciousness is connecting to our heart, to the infinite side of what we are, we begin to see and the synchronicities, the coincidence, if you want to call it, the thinking about a friend and that person calls you happens more and more as our vibration, or we can call it a mood, begins to lift. And
Hmm.
what I'm saying is hard for some people to believe. So a lot of what I do in interaction, in coaching and whatever, is I bring real world examples in that people can connect to the point where you can't just dismiss it anymore. Because for us to engage and to play, because that's what my consciousness likes to do, for us to play in this world that's been created for us, it's so nice to know what it actually is and what the game is.
Hmm. I I'm on board for what you're saying. I really am. There's something more than we realize on the surface level going on here. And you talk about the billiard ball example. Is that the reference to ball gets hit, hits another one, then hits another one, then hits another one? They scatter, they move, that kind of thing.
Yeah, and almost like, what a lot of people will fall under if we go with where the Big Bang Theory is that everything is happening by random chance and the evolution is a random occurrence and you roll the dice enough times and you start off with, and I'm going to summarize the Big Bang because it's a real hoot. You start off with the marble-sized piece of matter because all matter, if you remove the space in between, can be compressed to almost nothing. And then, so where did the marble come from? No one answers. So then it explodes because it feels like it and starts smashing into each other with all these atoms, and it creates heat and this and that. And some of them gather together because of the atomic forces, big and small. And it starts to congeal, and all of a sudden you have planets. Or you have a rock. And then on this rock, enough friction happens, you start getting lightning. And then lightning happens, and like Frankenstein, a couple of rocks get smacked by lightning and they start walking around. They get animated like the Reanimator. Like, where did that life come from? No one can answer that. Now, kind of like the movie Inception, you're in a dream. How did we get here when they're sitting in the Paris Cafe? Oh, I feel like it's a lot more like that,
Mm.
where because consciousness created it, we want to, because we're in the physical world, and in order to maintain that physical model, which is exceedingly disempowering, it makes us essentially walking meat bags that are here from when we're brought in, and then we expire, and it's game over. That is so far from the truth, it's ridiculous. And I'll debate anyone on this because it there's more holes in it than Swiss cheese, but a lot like in the dream, if we're in a dream, we don't want to see that there isn't a pink spotted elephant chasing us. That's kind of weird. We don't question it because we just assume and take it as fact. If you start questioning it, this is an intelligent system. This is a Swiss watch. It's not just things smacking into each other mindlessly.
It's almost when you manifest, it that stuff doesn't just show up. You created it. And I side note, but related in a way here. I've always wanted to do a vision board. Never did one. They say if you're going to manifest what you want in life, you should do it. Put it off, get to it. So I made one, played around a little bit, finally printed it out, put it up on the wall right over there. I can't stop staring at it. I am so connected to it, but I never realized it until I did it. And for me, that's almost like a wake up that I'm creating it. I feel that I am. And it's not
Yeah,
just, I'm just going to say that. No, it goes deeper. It's a deeper feeling. I don't know if that makes sense.
totally. So I've made vision boards. They did absolutely nothing. I've tried to manifest it, did absolutely nothing. And no, there's a reason I'm saying that, because I'm going to end up having to do a course on why manifestation doesn't work, because I failed so many times because it wasn't coming from my heart, it was coming from my head.
Yeah.
It was coming from, I think I want, or this would be cool. What you're doing is it's in your heart, you're setting it in your vibration. And even more importantly, because a lot of people say you make it, you put it away, you don't look at it, and all of a sudden you have all the stuff. That's how they work. For you, you're setting the vibration, but you're not putting excess importance or attachment on it. You're just connecting on a level of happiness. And that's how it's done. That's the power. That's the juice. And because I have failed at everything. I'm really, really good at failing, but I've learned from everything too. That's how I'm able to help at the level that I do. That's how I can explain at the level I do, because my depth of failure is so profound. And and I treasure it. That is perfection unfolding. I was given the gift through the failure, through the lessons. So manifestation is a law. These are gears that are unfolding. If we're able to hold the vibration that's realistic within our realm of possibility, we're starting to really program that into reality. And reality has function to deliver that to us because it becomes our truth.
Like you said, it's the feeling. It has to resonate from within. Um, and there's nothing wrong with failing. And you didn't fail ever because you saw the lesson in it. You saw the lesson in it. It was never a failure. If
No.
you just wrote it off as like, happen again, I'm this, I'm that, here we go back to limiting beliefs and all of that. You saw what you got from it. Same thing here. Things
But
don't
I
work
didn't
out the
see
way you
it in
want.
real time. I see it in hindsight. It took a few times for me to start learning. I've not the actually, this is, you brought me into pivot. Pivot is really, really important. Pivoting is a measure of, I believe, it's a high measure of a certain type of intelligence. It's the ability to shift gears. It's the ability to stay in flow, to turn, to zig and zag on time, and not to get stuck in the head. Because we get stuck. I was working with some coaches the other day, and I coached this woman, and she's absolutely awesome. And I'm coaching her, and she is having an issue at work and wants to speak with, and we're talking about stuff. She's like, well, I'll speak with the supervisor, blah, blah, blah. Okay, great. I see her the next day because she's like, I want to reflect on it and analyze and really, search within and this and that. I'm like, yeah, but at a certain point, we pull the trigger. At a certain point, we have to trust ourselves to be in flow to do it. And the next day, she's like, it didn't go well. We fought, we this and that. It escalated. I'm like, so you went NPC mode. You got triggered. You pulled yourself out of awareness and went into habits, both of you. And you were out of presence. Um, next time you talk, try to do it like you're in a coaching session because she's awesome at that. Bring yourself into that place of awareness and that place of presence and then engage.
Mm.
And we'll see how that goes. But I also said, you learned a ton of stuff. You learned how you feel. You learned how that person feels, blah, 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 blah. But there's a super important lesson in this. And it was during the coaching with her. I call it just in time. I made a video on it the other day. People seem to love it because I'll give you an example and then I'll explain what and why it is. And during COVID, I have an acupuncture practice and it was disrupted. And I was in a, little bit of a situation. And out of nowhere, this Eastern European guy comes in out of nowhere and starts buying thousands of dollars of supplement at a time. And it's like, and then when things were moving again back to normal, disappeared as fast as he appeared. And it made no sense. The guy's buying like supplements by the case, but he's like, no, I'll pay retail. I'm like, what is happening? That was a just in time that I couldn't have even expected or asked for. Um, I had another example in the video, but so often, because what I came to realize is the consciousness model of reality is we are part of this benevolent, loving system. Our ability to receive is absolute garbage because we believe we are not worthy, we are not enough, I don't deserve this, and all this other nonsense, and we push it away.
Yep.
And what I realized talking to a friend just now is, holy crap, it's right there in the 23rd Psalm. And that's the Lord is my shepherd. He leads me in the path of righteousness. So that's the guidance. Even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil because you are at my side with the rod and the staff. They comfort me. We're always protected when we're in our presence. You prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemies. You anoint my head with oil. My cup overflows. The abundance is always there waiting to come to us.
We push it away.
We, thank you.
Unknowingly.
And how do we push it away, Steve?
Because of our limiting beliefs, we feel we're not worthy for it, or we get wrapped up in the something COVID happens. An example, I think, what you just described. Oh my gosh, I can't do acupuncture. I can't be one-on-one with people. What am I going to do? Blah, blah, blah. You didn't do that. I'm sure you had a moment. We all did. And then in comes walking this gentleman who starts buying stuff. It almost, all the things my mom used to say, I used to just like, you're old, shut up. In my mind, like we all did, as teenagers, as 20-year-olds. She always used to say, it all works out. It'll all work out. Don't worry. It'll all work out. And I'm like, even through life, like, oh my God, I don't do that anymore because I figured it out. It does all work out if you let it, if you allow it.
And figuring it out is a bit of a misnomer because it now resides in your heart. You let it become part of you. And it's always been part of you.
Yeah,
What
yes.
keeps us from receiving is fear. Fear
100%.
is separateness. Fear is pushing away. It's an energy, puts you into a shell, becomes very contractive, and we push away to protect. We push everything away.
Because we're reactive and not proactive. I think in music, I get downloads all the time, and there's a message in the music. I've been playing music for all my life on the radio. I have played this song, and I'm not even a big fan of the artist, but I want to share this line of a song because it's stuck in my head, and it pertains to what we're talking about. No coincidence here. Take these chances. Place them in a box for a quieter time. Lights down, you up and die. That song is Ants Marching by Dave Matthews. Came out in the mid-90s. I'm not even a big, cool song, whatever. I got the visual of people just doing their life, ants marching, da-da-da-da, and that's a reference to the song. But that line, the chorus, take these chances, place them in a box for a quieter time. This is what we all do. It's like, I'm too busy to even deal with that. I'm gonna take that chance, or I'm gonna, push for that goal. When I get it, I'm going to put it in the box for later, and then you die. You're not here. procrastination. Kind of, I don't know why it kind of ties into
Beautiful
that.
segue, Steve. Beautiful segue.
I didn't make it up. It just came to my head. I,
And
I,
that's the heart connection. I love it.
I can't stop listening to that song. It's just great. And I'm sure, I know there's a reason. Maybe it's a message for me. Maybe it's a message for others. Take chances. Just do it because you're gonna run out of time. Don't put it in a box for another day.
So thank you. So this is again with the instructor I was coaching and another person in the class. I was like, what are you waiting for? And why don't you trust yourself?
Mm.
Where's this? You've done a million things in work. You're an expert in this. You give this to other people. Why can't you? And we work on that, all of us. But it's really wild. The other day I was speaking with a patient and she was in the office for back pain, I think. And she's mentioning that her sleep is pretty disrupted. And then she's like, I know why I'm not sleeping because this project that I've been working on for years, I've been procrastinating. And she's in the medical field. And I have a certain feeling on experts. I believe experts serve a function, but they're also frequently wrong. Like one of my favorite ones is, why birds have pretty colors. Because I was watching birds and it hit me. It's not because they want to attract a mate. That's a byproduct and it's part of why it is. It's because the male bird, males and masculinity is to protect for the species. So if someone threatens the nest, the bird is brightly colored and the predator sees the male, who then flies away and pulls the predator from the nest. So every expert, when I was in school, I'm sure some experts have said that, but the conventional wisdom, etc. And we
Mm.
know during COVID, the experts were not always spot on. I'm not going to go further.
Yeah. And
So,
interesting, your bird analogy or description. Usually the female bird is the one with just the bland colors, even ducks. Look at the mallard duck. The
all of
male
them,
with the bright green colors, and then the female is just, brown. That's it. That's it. Why? Because she's sitting prey in the nest, protecting
all
the
the
young.
babies too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
The female cardinal with that cute hat, the red can't help but shine through
Sure.
because that's what they are. But it's very subdued. It's beautiful.
Cool.
So, so I'm telling this patient, I'm like, because she was inspired to do a research paper about outcomes and all this other stuff medically, and it can really help people. And so I'm asking her, is this important to you? Is this a passion? Can this help people? Is this your truth? Is this already out there? And all of the answers came to this has to get done. But now we're shifting it from the head saying it back to the heart because that's a unique gift. That's a download. That's something that was given to her from the heart, from the place of creativity. And she was able to connect to that more. And that's really why the subconscious might get really angry because it's like, hey, I've been trying to help you to do this, to give this gift. And all you do is put your mind in your fear pattern that, oh, I might not write well enough or I might not this well enough. And that is killing her ability to move forward on it. And so she realized this is a purpose. This is a gift. This is something that I will do now because I connect. And the coolest part, so I'm reading Reality Transurfing, fantastic book, long as the day. Anyway, it's beautiful. So I'm reading it this morning. This was a few days ago. I'm reading it this morning. And this passage is if you admire the geniuses of the art world, science, or cinema, know that you too can join their ranks. The reason the work of a genius appeals to you so much is because these creative works are born of the heart. What you choose to create will please others just the same as long as it originates from the uniqueness of your soul. Everything that's ordinary and mediocre is created from the mind. There is nothing unsurpassable about the mind or its creations. You carry a real treasure within you, for the heart is unique. Only the heart can produce an ingenious creation. Make sure the mind allows it to do so.
I totally agree with you. Billion percent. And look at it this way. There are millions of talented people, millions and millions over years and years and years and years, bazillions.
Yeah.
Why? I'm asking this question. You tell me. Why are only a chosen few regarded as geniuses, regarded as uber creative. Van Gogh. Pick any music star, whatever. There's many talented people on YouTube. Why have they not hit it? Why? I have my thought.
Oh, there's a lot of
Can
reasons.
I share one?
So,
What my
please.
overall, and I've thought this for a long time. It's exactly what you said. It's they put their heart into it, but what is the heart? They put a certain amount of energy into it that others don't. I'm not faulting anybody. It just came out that way. And it resonates with us so that when we look at a Van Gogh painting, we listen to a song by insert name of artist. It resonates with us because they put that into it. And that's why, the goal not to be popular, but that's why it became popular. And the others, it didn't really, it's not seen that way. That's my overall belief there.
There's a combination. Certain people have things to do before they take off. They have to hone it. So they're going to be sort of circling. But yeah, it is the greatest talents. It's that heart connection. You listen to someone play an instrument, you can tell it technical. And then there's someone who's technical like Jimi Hendrix, technical and heart. You
It's just
feel it.
something. Maybe you can't put your finger on it, but there's something like, yeah, he plays really good, but I don't know why. I don't know why it's good. That's the energy of the heart.
Exactly. Because it
Touches your heart.
heart. It's a beautiful, beautiful thing. So we were talking about the synchronicities and how everything fits in perfectly.
Mm.
I spoke to her on Friday. I got this passage today. And it's literally and I texted it to her because I was like, this is an affirmation of the importance. Oh, that was the other. Yeah, anyway, there's just in time. I had a patient come in, she
Mhm.
needed to get flowers and it was a big problem. The store said they didn't have them, etc. And she's going on about it. She's very upset. For some reason, I had a break late in the day, which I normally don't. I was hungry, which normally doesn't happen. I walked up to Trader Joe's where she was trying to get the flowers. I look at the flowers, which I normally don't. They had them all right there because everything just fell into place. It was there waiting to be had. It was
Mhm.
everything just opens. And as we are, number one clue, if you want this to happen in your life, go to the place of gratitude, go to the place of appreciation, go to the place of wonder, go to the place of you. Love yourself. You are worthy of it. You wouldn't be here otherwise. We are the unique creation, each one of us. We have a unique gift to give. Let yourself shine.
Love it. And the synchronicity, just go back to Jimi Hendrix, Van Gogh, anybody.
Yeah.
There are some that will say, oh, come on, right place, right time. They met a manager, they saw it. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, maybe that happened along with the energy they put into their creation. However, why did they meet the right people? Why did that take place? They were open to it and they did everything you just said, and the synchronicities happened where right place, right time, whatever it might be. There's a reason it all happened, but it came from originally their heart vibration.
And beautiful. And here's something, and it's wonderful. Those get people really, really angry. The rational mind lies. Our other intelligences and consciousnesses cannot lie. The subconscious cannot lie. The body cannot lie, but it can be a drama queen. But the
Mm.
rational mind has the unique ability to lie. And it creates separateness and it can make stories to justify everything, to push things apart because it wants to protect and be powerful. It's not trying to hurt us, it's trying to
That,
protect
that
us.
does. Yeah.
And so it says, don't go there. That's the third rail, blah, blah, blah. And it pushes everything away and keeps us small and disempowered and separate.
Mm. Chris, I have to tell you, before we started today, you said we were going to go really deep, and I wasn't worried, but I was, because you can run deep. That's you, which is amazing. That's your super talent. We ran deep, but I believe we made it understandable today. You made it understandable, and the takeaway where we can look at life, understand it. How many times have somebody said to you, me, or you thought it? You're just lying to yourself. Another cliche, but it's true. All these cliches, they are true. We are lying to ourselves. It is. Our subconscious is blocking us by trying to protect us with these lies. Take these chances. Great talk today.
Always a pleasure, Steve.
Same. And I want everybody, instant feedback, steve@gmail.com. I would love your feedback, your thoughts on what we're talking about today. If you've experienced it in your life, if you, hey, you don't agree with us, love to hear it. I want to see another view, whatever it might be.
Yeah, and anyone that's ever had like deja vu or any of this stuff, it is an intelligent system unfolding and it loves us. It protects and provides, but it doesn't want us to see it or else it takes the fun out of it.
How do we connect with you? I know you do acupuncture, you very effective in coaching, as we see here today. Best way to find you?
Chris at level3coaching.org is the coaching, and scarsdalehealth.com is the acupuncture site. So those would be the easiest ways. I have a podcast, I have YouTube, basically everything you could find me.
And when we say level 3 coaching, spell it out, not the number 3, correct?
Spell it out, and it's .org. I'm going to come up with an easier name soon.
All good. All good. We got it. And we got you. Thank you, Chris. I really appreciate it.
Thank you, Steve.
We'll be right back.
Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network.